How are you doing, guys? Today, me and Edgar, we will talk a little bit about Dubai real estate. We are agents ourselves. We know the market. We are working here in Dubai real estate for many years, and maybe you can start talking about yourself, Edgar. Like,
Yeah, so basically, I moved to Dubai many years ago and started doing real estate, which I really enjoy. This job is really complicated. You can get to different aspect of this job. You can become an expert in secondary, in off-plan market, or become a mortgage advisor. So it has really different directions to go with, and I really enjoy every aspect of it. What about you, man?
yeah, very similar. I came like almost 5 years ago. Started in secondary market as an agent, then up to off plan and then developer office. So I did the whole circle of this real estate journey. So I think now we are in a position we can actually talk about like the up and downs in Dubai, especially specifically real estate market. The first question right away for
Okay.
you, I want to know like what are your top areas specifically for real estate where you would say, okay, these are top areas to have a real estate in?
So I started from secondary market back in the days in Dubai Marina, and also was exploring Palm Jumeirah beachfront areas. I can tell that working in these areas is pretty enjoyable because you go to Dubai Marina. I like that area. You just can walk by the promenade, and even the buildings have really good amenities and facilities. I really was enjoying working in that areas, but in time I understood that some of the other top areas, premium areas like downtown Business Bay, sometimes they are more active than Dubai Marina. Dubai Marina is more for Airbnb
You
maybe.
mean you mean from the transactions rate or what exactly?
From transactions rate, I think Business Bay is performing much better.
Yeah. Business Pay, the best performing transactions in Dubai by far is first JVC.
Yeah.
And then, as you said, Business Pay. These are like, if you really look the pure transactions, these two areas have the most sales and resales and the most buyers, obviously. So, but what do you think like about this specific two areas? Honestly, for the viewers, like, what is your impression?
So what I noticed when I was working in Dubai Marina, I was seeing a lot of guys working in downtown and Business Bay and performing really well and more consistent than how I was doing. But it always was coming down to the specification. Like if you specialize in certain buildings and just focus on them, you will perform much better if you focus on the area itself. That's a fact, man. And it doesn't matter where you actually work. But at that moment, I remember downtown and Business Bay was performing much better. And still now, I think Dubai Marina maybe it's on the fifth, sixth place, yeah. And usually it's top five,
Yeah, it's
but it's
it performs good.
definitely not in the first three places, and it tells a lot.
It's not
What
the
do you
same
think, man?
as yeah. To be honest, I see like how it goes with the transactions.
Yeah.
As you said, we have Marina, we have Business Bay, we have downtown, um, Palm Jumeirah also transacting a lot, which is funny enough because you have very high ticket villas, townhouses, and apartments, but it's also in the top list of the transactions, which makes it very interesting for agents especially. Now, if you ask me personally, for investing in real estate, I wouldn't necessarily go for JVC or Business Bay. I know a
Why?
lot of people would disagree with me.
Okay,
I
why?
don't,
Yeah,
yeah.
I want to know more.
I don't know what you think about it,
Hmm.
but these areas, I mean, Business Bay, as the name says for Business Bay, it was created as an area of offices and
Mm.
retails. And now, obviously, for investment purposes, we have a lot of developer building the residentials. But when they first started Business Bay, the purpose was to create a place full of offices
Mm.
and commercials. Now, what they created is this very artificial looking place,
Yeah.
right? Different than areas where we have, for example, more greenery, more family vibes.
Mm.
Here's like just pure big residentials, and we have a little kennel that is like people talking about, oh, right next to the kennel, like it's something very huge, but that's it. Like I don't see nothing crazy in this area. I mean, it's full of traffic, it's overcrowded, it's dirty
Mm.
most of the times,
Yeah, that's true.
and I don't see much benefits you get in this area. You don't have so much greenery as other areas, and the prices. I think it's overrated area. I
But
think
it performs well, as you
it
said.
performs well.
It
The
performs.
transactions are high.
Let's look at it. Let's look at this area from a point of view of performance. It really
Yeah.
performs well. Maybe I think last year it was in second place after JVC. It was about maybe 8,000 transactions, and it's really good number
Yeah.
if we take overall Dubai performance. And I think it's again, it comes down to the purpose of the investor, what he wants to gain. If he wants to go with Airbnb renting out, and in time having a pretty nice capital appreciation, Business Bay, Dubai Marina downtown, definitely
For sure.
it's one of the best
Yeah.
places, right?
You will make your money. I cannot disagree with you. You will make your money. You will make your profit.
Yeah.
But if we analyze the prices, we have a price per square footage average of 2,200 per square feet in Business Bay.
Maybe in new projects, have you seen new project? They're about 2,500 even.
Even more. Yeah. If we take the average of the old buildings, is 2,200.
Yeah.
But the newer buildings are even way more expensive. Now, if we just move 5 minutes to downtown, which is, in my opinion, a way nicer, way more beautiful area.
Of course.
With, like, of course, all the benefits you have of the Burj Khalifa, Dubai Mall, you have the water show, you have also more greenery because of this Burj Khalifa garden. And the price difference is on average 300 per square feet. The average for downtown is 2,500. Why? Because of the old buildings also. We are really talking about the average overall. But the point is, with only 300 per square feet more, you can live in downtown.
Yeah.
And you have much more benefits. I would argue based on that, like, I think Business Bay is overrated. I think it's overpriced. And I think you're not getting by far what you can get in other areas. I think also the capital appreciation will go down because the market is very aggressive. We have so many developers now. You see, for example, if we call it by the name, Bengati, Danube, and all of them, they're building so many new projects in Business Bay, especially Bengati now specifically. And these buildings are really huge. There's almost, some of them are skyscrapers. So you have a competition of thousands and thousands of units that are competing with each other, which pulls down the price because we have too much demand. We have too much demand, but we will at some point have more offer than demand, which will pull the prices down.
Yeah, we have different obstacles, regarding to Business Bay. One of them, as you said, there's a lot of new upcoming projects. Still, they will go on until, I don't know, maybe 2030, 32, 33. They will come more and more because we have some free plots. The other one is that this is a mixed community. We have different developers with different payment plans, which also affects on the default rate. Let's say some developers, they stick to, especially the master developers, they stick to payment plans without post handover payment plan. And at the same time, when somebody enters with post handover, it changed the rules of the game because at that time investors, they go with these projects which are not having that good quality, and until they appreciate, it will take more time, which will affect on the secondary market. So a lot of aspects that can have an impact. So with these mixed communities, it's always like it. When at the same time with other communities, from master developers like Dubai Hills from Emaar, you can actually see how it exactly works. You have this straight line going up because
it cannot go down pretty much.
Yeah,
it cannot go down,
and it only has an affection from this one developer. But here it's a different game. You never know when exactly you will get that final appreciation that you were expecting. It can be after 2 years, 3 years, or it can be on the 4th year. That spike when we sometimes see on the graphics, it sometimes happens surprisingly on any. It can happen on any stage. So that's why it's one of the challenges of Business Bay, but it's a good area.
So would you personally invest in Business Bay? Let's ask like this. You have I don't know, 5 million, 10 million, whatever. You have the money. Would you specifically say, okay, I go for Business Bay? We know you can make money. At the end of the day, you can make profit. But I would argue in Dubai, you can make profit even if you go to Dubai land in the desert. I would argue this is more like a Dubai thing. At the end of the day, if you have money in Dubai, you can multiply it, right? But would you specifically go for business pay?
I would go for with any area. I would just go with specific project. So if to generalize, in Dubai, you have to stick to three, four aspects that you need to consider every time when you go with the investment. So you need to pick the right projects with the right location. Location is very important, but it should be also very unique.
What is the
So
right location?
right location is close to metro station, for example, for Business Bay. You have nowadays some projects from Danube or some other small developers that are close to and the canal and the Business Bay metro station, which is very good for Business Bay because uh, and to consider that you're gonna give it for rent for short term for holiday home, it's perfect because people love living in Business Bay where they work and or the other ones that can get there by a metro station, and people rent these properties
Yeah.
in Business Bay. I know that even they're ready to give more money than in other areas, but not to take a ride every day by metro or taxi to get to their job. So for sure this strategy can work. You can find a good project close to metro station canal and with a good price, and then give it for a short term, get your
So you said,
appreciation.
for example, business pay.
Yeah.
Let me interrupt you here 1 second. What market do we have in business pay right now? Let's say, okay, we have someone, he decides, I want to go for business pay. I saw how it developed over the years, which was a good performance. We have one of the highest transactions. What is the strategy now? Are we talking about the short-term rental?
Yeah.
Are we talking about off-plan resale? Are we talking? What is the
Only
best strategy in business pay?
for best strategy for Business Bay, it's only for short term if you
Short term.
go only for rent. So yeah, and Danube, Tiger, they're good at performing for rental.
Yeah.
They're really good.
And
Like,
quality is a different
I
topic
would
here, but from the performing itself, you're right. The numbers are actually very, very exciting and very high.
Yeah. So if you would say, okay, I want to flip the property, I want to buy it from Danube in Business Bay and want to flip the property before the handover, I would say it's a little bit risky. I wouldn't say it's not possible. It depends on the price you enter. Yeah. If you entered like low price, maybe or less than OP price, because somebody decided to exit the project like faster.
Yeah.
And yeah, I would suggest to go more for with a short-term idea that you're gonna give it for rent. So you wait until handover, you pay, let's say, with the post handover payment plan 70%, and the rest 30% you will pay from the rental income. It can really work, and the demand closer to handover or like immediately after the handover, you will have a lot of demand from investors. There are some investors that only stick to that strategy to buy the property when it's handover and to give it for rent to get an income. They have multiple units. So this strategy for
Yeah.
Business Bay, for Dubai Marina, for downtown, definitely
Short
work.
term, yeah,
Yeah.
100%. Um, in this point, I agree with you. I think the one way that you would make nice profit from off-plan resale in business space specifically is, we know that some developers, the discount structure is different. Some developers, they give really good discounts for a full payment. I think for a full payment, if somebody knows, okay, I have this money anyways, I don't know what to do with it, I can go for 100% payment. I don't need the payment plan. I think then if you can get like a 10%, let's say plus minus 10% discount, you're already making a 10% profit.
Yeah.
Plus, then you have, after you paid, like, it depends on developer, 40%, 50% off, and you are eligible to resell it. Let's say there again, you make like at least 10 to 20%. If you can really make a profit of 30% after 1 year, I would not even wait till it's handover time. Because time is money, right? I would take the 30%. You lose what, 4% in DLD, that's fine. I would take the 30% and I would move on to the second and maybe even to a ready property and put it under short term, right? I think this is just to mention it, a second strategy for people that have the money ready. So if you don't have the money ready, of course, the best way is to go with the payment plan. Maybe even if you're lucky, a 60-40, 50-50, even sometimes we catch a 50-50, and you just pay the 50% and you can either off-plan resell it, or you can go for the short-term rental and pay off if it's a post-handover payment plan or whatever.
Yeah, definitely it can work. Flipping works only in cases where you get a lot of discounts at the beginning. One of the ways is, yeah, full payment. you get the most discount. I think some developers, there were times they were giving like 20% even, you know.
Yeah,
Some
yeah. It
developers
depends
really
on the
they
time
do,
also. Yeah,
but not in a business pay. I have
yeah.
seen like maybe 10% is
10%
really
is
good
like
for.
the normally the max in business.
50% if you can pay, it's like 6%, also very
5 to 6.
good.
Yeah.
But if you can go with like whole floor, then you will
Then
get
it's a
a
different.
huge
Yeah,
discount.
it's
So
a
yeah,
different
if you can do all of that, get more discounts at the beginning, get really good price, you can flip it after 1 or 2 year.
Yeah.
uh, if not, then you should wait until the handover, or like beforehand, or 6 months before handover, and then start promoting, advertising. That's, of course, that's why you need an agent, good agent specialist in that area, who knows how to flip properties, who knows when to, how to do advertising. It's very important to work with agent. Some people, really, that's another topic I want to discuss, and want to discuss in this first video of our channel, because you know uh, some investors really think they can find everything out by themselves. They
Yeah.
can figure out everything, but that's not true.
It's not
even
true.
even agent themselves, they're agents working, specializing in some areas, and they know much better how to flip properties in these areas, other than other agents who specialize in all. These agents who say, I know whole
I
Dubai.
know the whole market.
Yeah.
I'm 20 years in Dubai. I know everything.
Yeah.
It's like so funny because first of all, we shouldn't forget we are in a place where we have like what 10 to 20 launches a day. We have like so many projects every day. Even if you are the smartest guy on earth, you cannot sit down in one day and study 10 projects, the prices, the history of the developer, the discounts you can get, the square footage. All of this, it's impossible.
Yeah.
So the only way, you said it already, a good agent is an agent that says, okay, I have basic knowledge all over Dubai, but I'm specialized in,
Yeah.
let's say, Palm and I don't know, Jumeirah Islands, in especially specifically villa and townhouses. Or we have somebody, okay, I'm specialized in apartments in Business Bay and downtown. Then you know, okay, this is an agent that I can ask if I want to go for the specific area. You cannot know the whole market, and there's no client in whole Dubai, I would argue, that knows the whole market.
Yeah.
Same as agents. At least the agent has some practical experience that is specialized in these areas. What would you say?
Yeah, I agree 100%. Without an agent, you will not figure out yourself all the aspects of this job. And, you need to be here. If you want to figure out, you need to be here all the time, because as you said, every new project that comes every day, maybe we can have a new launch
Literally,
each
yeah.
day, and it affects on the market. It directly affects on the previous prices of the area, square feet prices, and overall infrastructure even, because previously maybe this building was standing here without having any obstacles, obstructions in front, but now the another building that will come up that will close the view, and it will definitely
There's so many factors.
affect on the price.
Yeah,
You know that,
100%.
right? And sometimes when the previous launch happened, they were saying like there will be no obstruction, nothing,
Best view,
best view,
and then a couple of months later, you have a launch directly in front that takes all the view, literally. And you paid more.
and
You paid
sometimes
more
it
for
happened
it.
from the same developer. Actually,
Sometimes
what's funny. Like,
yeah, they
what's going on, man?
yeah, they literally promise you a view and they destroy by
They
themselves.
they
like, literally,
themselves, yeah,
just
like
to get to sell it higher.
like they don't care about their customers. I
They
really
don't care.
don't understand
This is a-
sometimes some
yeah.
developers' attitudes.
This is why the choice of the developer is also important.
Yeah.
And I think in this point, a lot of clients, a lot of buyers are uneducated and sometimes even very stupid. Because what most customers or clients do when they want to buy, they want the best view.
Yeah.
And they're willing to pay 300, 400,000 more just to have a high floor, best view unit. And at some points, you definitely get more ROI. But I would argue, and I think this goes against most of the agents in Dubai, I would argue in some cases you even lose money because of that. Because first of all, at some point, most of the projects, if you really analyze it, you see you have the best view, but there's empty plots in front.
Yeah.
So most projects in future, you will have a block view anyways. That's the first point. It will lose value and you paid way more. And the second point is the view is really not that important as you think, because at the end of the day, you want to rent it out, let's say. Let's say for the case you want to rent it out. The guy that is looking at your offer on Airbnb or Dubizzle, whatever, they will see the view, they will like it, but if it's way more expensive than the other listing, they will not go for it.
Yeah.
They will not go for your listing only because the view is, I don't know, 20% more open, right? They will go with the offer, they save more money with the same square footage. So
Yeah.
I would say if it's really pure investment, if it's not for yourself and you're not living inside with your family and you want to wake up to a crazy greenery view, Jumeirah Golf Estate view, or Burj Khalifa city view, if it's not for yourself, then I would argue you shouldn't go for the best view. You should go for the best offer. If you can get a good offer with a good
And the
view,
view,
then it's a different
then it's
topic.
perfect.
But if you pay way more, it's not worth it at all. Go for the normal view. Go for a block view. If you save a lot of money, go for the block view. You will make your return on investment. You will anyways make your profit. The demand, we have so many buyers in Dubai right now. They don't care. They just want to grab something, a good offer.
Yeah, you're right, man. And I want to finalize this video. I think investment, it's always risky if you go with one option only. If you have just enough money only for one investment, one property, it's always going to be risky no matter how you go with it. You know, it's always risky unless if you don't get the best discounts like we talked at the beginning and you are in the best position possible. It's always risky. I know. I think you're familiar with that saying that you should put your stuff in different baskets.
Yeah,
And
the eggs in different baskets.
yeah,
100, and it's true. Yeah,
bro, that's very important.
that's very important.
And whenever like investors, whenever they come to me, I ask them, okay, how much you're ready to spend now? If you're ready to spend like more than 2 million, let's say, 2 million dirham, let's put in two baskets.
Yeah, 100%.
Let's put in two baskets.
100%,
Let's go one with off plan that we can wait a little bit, you know, like a couple of years until it matures, and then we flip it. And the other one, we go with the ready one that we can rent out and get an income. Because whatever happens with the market, like wherever the interest rate goes and will affect on secondary or off-plan market,
one will cover the other.
Will cover
they
one
will cover
another.
They will balance each other out.
So ideally, I would go with two options at the same
100%.
time from the beginning.
100%. I 100% agree on that. And I think this is one of the strongest, most powerful ways to say, okay, I take one off plan for the future. I take one for now, so I have cash flow.
Yeah.
And even if the off plan is not performing good, first of all, you can pay the payment plan with the money you're already generating in secondary. And in secondary itself, you have so many ways to play to get more ROI. You can, from, I don't know, putting it on Airbnb or getting a 2-3 bed, turning it into 3 different rents, like only renting out the room. So you can get 3 different rents, for example. Or there's so many strategies, you know it, but just to mention it very shortly. And this generates you cash flow from the first day. And on the other side, you have the off plan that is appreciating over time. So you have short term, you have long term.
Yeah.
And at any point, you can pay off the off plan 40%, 50%, and you can say, okay, done. I will just sell my off plan, make the, I don't know, profit of 20% or whatever. And you can choose at any time. You can just change your mind. It's fine.
It's not about
you have a backup.
You change the mind. It's the market changes, bro.
Market change.
Yeah. Sometimes you have a demand for resale. Yeah, enough resale. But when the interest rates for mortgage are high, you know, people more they're clean to rent out their properties. Other than just resell the properties, because it directly affects on that. And to finalize this, I wanna say to investors that I have business with, you know, they're actually good at getting with their investment plans. Also, their strategies. Some of them come up really with good strategies, and the one that I really like that you know, if you have some big amount to put as a down payment, like 50% from the whole overall amount, you can get a good discount from the beginning.
For sure, yeah.
That's already good. And if it's enough for the payment during construction, and then you will pay like 20% or 10% on handover, and the rest you have with post handover payment plan.
That's perfect.
That's a perfect plan. I think
it is.
If you cannot go with 2 investments at the same time from the beginning, you can go with that strategy. You can go with the 60-40 payment plan, let's say. During construction 60, you paid at the beginning, you got your discount. Then on the handover, you pay a little bit more, which was at the beginning in your hands. And then the rest you will cover with the rental income. That's a good strategy if you don't have, let's say,
if you don't have crazy money. And for the people that and there's one mistake a lot of people do, and it's about investment. They're like, okay, I have 2 million, 3 million. I want to go directly for a 2-bet.
Yeah.
If it's for you and your family, fair enough. But if it's for investment, why should you go for the 2-bet? It appreciates maybe a couple percent more. Yeah, we cannot argue about that. You can make. But what if you just take this money, as you said, putting the eggs in different baskets? Instead of 1 2-bet, you will just take 2 1-bets, or even, I don't care, 2 studios or 3 studios. And in this case, you can play. You can keep one, you can sell one, or you keep all. You will take one of the rents, or you will make a, I don't know, you fix and flip it. You can play. You have 3 different eggs. And in the best case, you take these 3 studios from 3 different developers.
Yeah.
Because we know there are many problems, many challenges. One developer can get a delay in handover, which will cost you money.
Yeah.
The other one can have some property management issues. The other one can have, I mean, we even hear it from the best developers in Dubai. Sometimes something can happen, right? But by putting your eggs in different baskets, now the other cash flow you're getting from the other property is backing up this one.
Yeah. You should have a backup plan.
Always, yeah.
About, the part when investors deciding what's better for them, for, as you said, 2 bedroom, they want 2 bedroom, and also for investment, in these cases, I understand that if you're looking for something for yourself, you're probably gonna choose something emotionally, which is not good. If you're at the same time considering investment as an investment, you shouldn't think emotionally,
Yeah,
because
100%.
only numbers talk, and just first of all decide for yourself what you want. Like, you want investment, you want to get an income, you get a profit, uh, then pick the strategy. Or if you want just for yourself, just take this investment as just end using property. That's it. You just find the one that has good amenities, good location, near to the park, near to the school, and that's it. But not always you can combine.
Yeah, you cannot combine it always. The market is aggressive. People are buying the good projects. They're always fully sold out at the same day as a launch. So you need to be fast, and you need to know what you want. As you said, you want the numbers or you want the emotions, because you cannot always get both. And for example, I would argue, if somebody really wants to invest, most people don't want to go to Dubai land. Most people don't want to go to Dubai South. They don't want to go. They want to be close to Burj Khalifa. They want to be close to the beach, but they also want the highest numbers. They also want the best view. You cannot have all of this combined. If it's a pure investment and you want the highest numbers, sometimes you have to go for the ugly building. Sometimes you have to go for the low floor because it's way cheaper. And at the end of the day, you will get more from your return. So it really depends on case to case. But I would say, if it's pure numbers, you have to just off your emotions totally. And you need to see that you go for an area that appreciated a lot and has also a good future. For example, we know the phase 1, phase 2 that we have in Dubai, they can definitely make you good numbers. But if you just take your money and you go more far away in an area where you know, okay, the future is coming, developers are focusing more on this area now, and it will be fully built up in 5 to 10 years, this area will give you way more capital appreciation. And because it's cheaper per square footage, you can get way more units.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think we covered a lot of topics today, and we'll continue on our next videos. Yeah,
100%.
so hope it helped. Please follow us on our YouTube channel. Put that notification bell to not miss any video, because we're gonna cover a lot of topics. And if you have any questions regarding real estate of Dubai, please contact us or write a comment. We'll contact
Also,
you.
topic ideas, what we should talk about, or expert opinion on an area or specific project or specific developer, and we can look into it with specific numbers.